Hello and welcome to Guns and Gear, and this is another show and tell video, and today is a collection kind of show and tell. These right here represents my 1911 collection. Okay, I'll be going through each of these guns and explaining them to you, but I've got to tell you right off the bat, I am a huge 1911 fan. If this doesn't show you that, I don't know what would. I do have one more 1911 that's not into the picture today because it's at the gun shop getting some work done to it. At any rate, let's go through these guns and I'll talk a little bit about them. First up is my Kimber. This is a custom gold combat stainless, and this gun has all the bells and whistles that you could possibly ask for. It has the front cocking serrations, it has night sights, lowered ejection port, commander style hammer. It has the beaver tail extended grip safety, straight mainspring housing here. It also has a magazine well. And it has wonderful checkering that goes all the way up, and including the up under the trigger guard. There's just about everything you could possibly want in a 45, and it even has an extended magazine release. Now this is an expensive weapon, and it's an extremely good shooting weapon. And for anybody that claims that 45 1911s may not be the most dependable, accurate guns, this is probably one of the first ones I would hand him. Say, prove me wrong. Okay. Next up is a very menacing looking gun here. This is the Para-Ordnance Night Tac. Okay. Now, one of the things that first jumps out at you maybe is, my gosh, look how thick the grip frame is on that. Well, it is extremely thick, and that's because it houses this monster of a clip right here. This happens to be a 15-round 45 ACP magazine. Now, this is a pre-ban magazine, and I have maybe about a half a dozen of these. I wish I had more. The standard that comes with it is a 14-round magazine. This is a stainless steel one, and it fits a little bit more flush. This thing right here gives it an extra round. At any rate, this is what they call their P14, and this is in an LDA. Okay. The reason that it's called a night tac is because it has an integrated rail. Okay, so you can put lights and lasers and all the things that you want. This one right here is a Surefire X300. It's an excellent light, very bright. I believe it's 110 lumens. But just real quickly, wow, and it is a very focused beam. I really like that light. This has night sights on it. Matter of fact, these are True Dots by Meprolite. Let's see, I already mentioned, or did I mention it? It has an arch mainspring housing. Now, it's a matter of taste. I don't know why in this bigger gun I do like the arch mainspring housing, where normally, if you look, just about all of my 45s have a straight mainspring housing. But at any rate, it also has, and we'll check to make sure that it's empty, it has a light double action. Now this light double action is really smooth, and I mean it is incredibly light. If you ever had a chance to shoot one of these guns, please do. It is a very smooth trigger, but it is a long trigger. Okay, it is something to get used to maybe, I don't know. I've never really had a problem with it. But it is also a very accurate gun. This is a match barrel, and when I first got it, the bushing, oh my gosh, it was super tight, very tight. It has since worked where it's easier to manipulate, but it is a very tight shooting 45. As a matter of fact, it is my tightest shooting 45. It is my most accurate 45. Okay, next up, this is a true jewel. This is a Colt 45. This was one that I got from my father. As you notice, I just recently popped the darn front sight off of there, and somewhere I have a staking tool, but I can't find it right now. But anyway, this is a beautiful gun. This gun right here, my dad did most of the work for. He added the ambidextrous safeties. It was something that he really liked, and the beaver tail grip safety and the commander hammer. This work was done back in the 90s, He had a friend of his do the machining and put these adjustable sights on here. And if you notice, they are matted up really nice. It really did a nice job. Also has a target trigger, or what we would call a target trigger then. Excellent firearm. It's stamped on the bottom here, United States property. But this is a Colt. It is both a Colt frame and slide. Excellent, excellent gun. Over here, we have my oldest. This gun right here, the serial number dates back into 1936. It is marked M1911A1 U.S. Army. You will notice that it has the shorter trigger, okay, and it has the arched mainspring housing. I'm not real sure this is the original mainspring housing. Please, please, please excuse these ugly, crappy grips, but I had a nice pair of U.S. Army grips on there. They weren't original, and a friend of mine was doing a build on a gun, and he talked me out of them darn things, and the only grips that I had laying around the house were these things that were on an old Thompson 1911 that I had maybe 10 years ago. These are Ajax grips. I'm not really fond on them, but they're sitting on there for now until I can get something better. Anyway, this has the standard grip safety, okay, and the standard hammer. My father did add these adjustable millet adjustable sights to it, but that is a jewel right there. Believe it or not, that has a 4-digit serial number. 4-digit serial number Colt. All right, over here, I'll work my way down. This is a Kimber Target 22. Wow, what a little bitty hole at the end of that barrel, huh? Yeah, this is a little 22, and this is an aluminum frame and aluminum slide gun. Now, this is not exactly an inexpensive plinking 22, but it certainly is a nice one, and it's a 1911 all the way. I used to have an Ace custom kit long time ago that I used to use with these guns right here. But this is a dedicated 22, okay, and it has a 10 round, this is an aluminum magazine. I also have a handful of plastic magazines that go with it. It has a target trigger, extended beaver tail grip safety, straight mainspring housing, commander hammer. Lowered for 22, I'm not real sure why. The only thing about this gun that I don't particularly like is that you notice that my magazine is on. It doesn't have a last round holdback. And there are some conversion kits out there that do that, and that's because they trap the barrel. And well, anyway, I'll talk about that another day. Anyway, this is a really good, accurate little 22. Really like it. As a matter of fact, you may not believe it, but I've killed a couple squirrels with this 22. A really good shooting 22 when you put the proper ammunition in it. And this gun right here represents, this is another Colt government model, but this is a commercial gun. This represents my only Series 70. Okay, this is a Series 70. Now this also has a Remington Rand stainless steel frame, right? Target trigger, extended target trigger. It has beaver tail grip safety. Well, one of the things I'll talk about really quickly, and there's some different parts on here. A lot of these parts are Pachmayr. Okay, you'll notice that these are Pachmayr grips here, and these are Bianchi edition. That's the Bianchi, the holster company symbol right there. All right, and this beaver tail grip safety is also a Pachmayr product, and it is covered in the rubber material that they use. Really cool, love it. I also have the back strap, but I have that on another gun. This is also in 45, and it has adjustable sights. That right there is a good shooting gun. I basically got this gun from my father when I think I was about 22 years old. He had already put the sights on it, and I had gotten the Pachmayr kit and had it put on there. And I was using this for bowling pin matches back in the day, and I'll tell you what, that was a smooth, fast running gun right there. Now let's get to the big boys. Well, they're not really big boys, they're the same size. This is a Kimber.